we on?
Something. Yeah, we're on now. Yeah.
Banter.
Exactly.
Yes, I'm going to dye my hair blue, hopefully, in March.
Oh.
Yes.
Is there a reason? Is March a significant hair time?
No, my hair should just be faded again by that point, and then
Okay.
I don't have to really pay for a ton of bleaching.
You know what blue no one ever does?
What?
Navy blue.
That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. It's like a navy, like a dark blue.
classy.
Yeah.
I like it.
It is classy.
It's
Could I get away with that at work? I don't think so.
Why not?
I work at a law office.
But the rules have changed, right?
yeah. I think you could get away
Like
with
people
it
can
still.
have tattoos, they can have different hair colors. It's like the world has changed.
And your hair's already kind of dyed, you know, like
true.
it's like, what are they gonna say about a different color? Especially like something like navy, where it could like in
could
a
be,
dim
like,
lighting, you
black.
could be black.
Yeah,
you know?
true,
Like it's
true,
like
true.
It's like a secret color.
exactly
Secret.
exactly.
Yes.
I have always wanted to dye my hair. Like I have dyed it at one point, but I just can't maintain.
And you have the beautiful red hair.
I know. Like whenever I do dye my
Yeah.
hair, I get sad because then I just miss my hair. My actual
Exactly.
hair.
Your natural color is just too good to mess with.
But it's kind of like how women were to me about my height. Like you can't wear heels. You're tall. Like you should be glad about being tall. And it's
Why
kind of
do
like with
people
that with
say that to you?
redheads.
That's
It's kind
crazy.
of like that with redheads. They're like you shouldn't dye your hair. You have red hair. You should enjoy your red hair.
I will say this, like nothing against like I think we should all embrace our aging, and I'm working on it for sure. But when my hair starts to go gray, like I'm gonna be like Lucille Ball. I'm gonna dye my hair red till the day I die.
I have started getting gray hairs, and I'm
Really?
so upset about it because I used to just like poke so much fun at my sister about it, and now I've got like this little patch right here in the
my
front.
I have so
of
many
gray
grays.
hairs.
Really?
Yes.
I don't. Oh, that's.
I've got gray
Mind-boggling.
eyebrow hairs. Like I've got
Oh.
like 2 or 3 that grow in gray eyebrow hairs, and so I have to use the
I
like
do think,
eyebrow
like,
mascara.
just silver eyebrows would be fierce as hell.
But they're like they're not like a silver color on my eyebrows for some reason.
It's
they're
just like a patch.
Yes,
So you
and
look
it's
like
just,
you
they're
look-
flesh toned, and they're just embarrassing. Like it's
no.
just like I worry I'm gonna look insane.
Okay. Well, then in that case, I would be getting out the mascara pencil for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I have like here and there just like hairs that are gray and white and
I mean, I embrace the aging process, but when it comes to my hair, not so much.
Yeah.
And it's just like I like my hair color the way it is,
yeah.
and I identify with it, and I don't know that I identify with me with gray hair.
You could trim up the saturation though.
On my hair? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Oh,
going to
yeah.
like, it's going to
Yeah.
be like obvious that I dyed my hair clearly. Like I said, Lucille Ball, like nobody's getting fooled.
No, her hair was not that color.
No. So like, I'm definitely going to go like, not clown red. Like I'm not going to go into clown town kind of area, but
Okay. But like a nice Cajun red.
that sounds spicy and I like it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to the Feminine Mistake Podcast.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Season 4.
Season 4.
Yes.
A bit of a brief hiatus.
Yeah. Brief.
A very brief
1 year.
And now we just talk about hair.
Yeah, so now this podcast is about hair exclusively. So nope, we're still here watching your favorite films from the past and
Or your
present,
not so favorite films.
or films that you probably never heard of. Like the entire table of people that I told about the film that we're watching today, they looked at me blankly, like they didn't know what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I'm one of your hosts, Nicole,
I'm another host, Sarah.
and our special guest today should need no introduction, as she should be familiar to all of you. Actor, director, writer, comedian, Hillary R. Heath.
Hi, I'm the mystery voice at the beginning.
Welcome, Hillary.
Hi, thank you.
I could think of no better guest.
Thank you.
For our first episode. Sorry, did I
No,
interrupt you?
Not at all. In fact, considering I'm the queen of interrupting, I think no one could ever apologize to me for interrupting ever. Thank you for joining us for
Yes,
this
we're so glad
fucking
you're here.
crazy
Yeah.
film that we're going to talk
This-
about.
Film was fucking nuts.
Yes.
Just a
I wrote in my
Journey.
journal this morning that it was like the craziest film
Oh,
I've
you're
seen in a long
journaling
time.
right now,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. Like
Oh,
morning
you've got,
pages or
prompts.
There's this app called Jour. It's
Okay.
Jour.
okay.
And it's just like it gives you like prompts, and if you don't
That's
want,
very hilarious to me.
Yeah.
That's the name of this.
Sure.
Like we can't be bothered to say the rest of it.
I think it fits with our like culture of abbreviating things,
Yeah.
like
That's very true.
Sochmeads, like
Sochmeads.
but doesn't that mean to play in French? Jour.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know French of any kind.
No, is that wrong?
No, I don't think it does. I don't know, but
Okay.
it's been a long time since I've taken my high
heard
school
of
French.
Soup de jour. And if that means soup to play, I am down.
I believe that means soup of the day.
Soup of the day. It's
But
day. It's day.
It's day.
That's what
So
it means.
gotta
It's
be.
day.
Thank God for Nicole.
Hey,
Fluent
it
in
looks
French
like I
over
do
here.
know.
It rhymes with play.
If you can fit it in with food, I can get you there. So we are going to be talking about the 1980s. Dare I say classic? I don't think it deserves that
Is it a
title.
classic? I've never heard of it until you
The
sent me a
1980s
weird YouTube
shame.
link.
The shame of the 80s.
Obscure, shameful film that John Malkovich probably doesn't talk about very much, called Making Mr. Right.
Yikes.
Yeah, making
Just
Mr.
yikes.
Right.
And I'm very excited to get down to it. But first, let's catch up. Let's catch up a little
Yeah.
bit.
We haven't seen Hillary in 10 years.
Yes. And I've aged,
what have you
but
been up
only
to?
a little.
What have you been up to, my dear?
No wrinkles.
Thank you so much. Moisturize so often. I've been doing stand-up comedy for a while.
Killing
It's been good.
Crushing it.
That's pretty rad. You're teaching now too, right? It's
Yes.
teaching stand-up.
I'm the teacher's assistant to the level 1 and level 2 classes of
That's
Laugh
fucking
Lab.
awesome.
Nice.
That's really
So
cool.
my next class starts next month. I'm teaching.
Have
the
you done it
Sundays.
once? And this is round 2.
Yeah, so I've taught with Lace the level 2 class so far, and so this will be my first time doing the level 1 class.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. So what's that like? Teaching stand-up.
It's a lot of fun. It's I don't know, it's weird. Like I don't feel like I have the clout to teach stand-up.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, how many years has it been now?
2
2
almost.
years.
It'll be 2 years in April.
I mean, in stand-up
Crazy.
years,
Yeah.
that's like decades, right?
It feels like it, but I don't know if people who've been in the game for 6 to 10 years would agree. They still treat me like I'm a baby.
Oh,
But I kind of am. But it is a lot of fun to teach the class and just like meet new
awesome.
people. And honestly, I had a blast with it and giving feedback and like the level 2 class was really exciting just because there were a lot of people in there who wanted to do stand-up comedy
and
afterwards.
it's a little more seasoned, less. Not that there's
Yeah.
anything, and I would apply this to improv classes as well. Early in improv classes, people are in there, they're just trying it out. They're like, I work in an office all day. I need something to unwind. And then, like, the deeper you get into those classes, the more people are like, this is something I'm really passionate about and I want to get better.
Exactly. And like since I run my own show now, it was really nice to be in that class and see these people really like flourish with 10-minute sets and then be like, ha ha ha, I get to book them first.
Nice. You're like,
yes.
I am here to poach all the talent.
I get to see all the hidden gems.
Nice.
So, and it's, it's always just nice to have other ladies in your corner. So
Yeah.
I get to be in this classroom and make all these new friends every time.
Which listeners, what we're dancing around is the Laugh Lab comedy classes, stand-up class for women only.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's fucking cool to be
great.
in that environment. And it's so rare in a very, as comedy can be, a very male-dominated space in many respects. It is a fucking awesome vibe to be in.
Yeah, it really is. It's cool to just like create something funny with so many women and like, you go into a lot of like open mics and things and it's a lot of men and they don't necessarily get your joke, but when you get to go into a room full of women and workshop it and they get it and they identify with it, it's just, it makes it so much better.
That's awesome. That's really exciting.
Thanks.
Yeah, and because of you, almost all the stand-up comedians I personally know are women.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to book a lot of ladies on my show.
I feel like that's a good thing.
Thanks. I try to be really intentional with the people I book on my show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's normally only 2 men and 4 women, and I try to do a pretty good, diverse lineup.
Yeah.
So you don't see
This
an
is,
all-white lineup
Sweet
every time.
Laughter.
Sweet Laughter.
Yes,
I've seen
at
3 of
Baker
her
Dude.
shows
We'll
so
plug
far.
that at the end, of course.
Yes,
but Sweet
but
Laughter,
just we
Baker
can't
Dude, and
say
Grand
it
Park.
enough.
I mean, Atlanta, go out.
Yeah, come to
Find
my
the
show.
school
Great. It's a,
things. Find
a
sweet
really
laughter.
great atmosphere.
It's once a month, right?
Once a month on Tuesdays. So we'll plug it at the end. But yeah.
Yeah, we'll plug it in for sure. Awesome. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Sarah, you've been taking some online classes.
Online
Is that right?
masterclass, yes. My friend and I got a 2-for-1 discount deal for
Oh,
like
yeah.
the holiday, so we only ended up spending $80 each
Nice.
for
that's
like a
pretty nice.
year's worth of classes, and they have like
That's
tons
awesome.
of classes.
Because I think one of their classes is like $50. So like that's a pretty
Seen
good
was
them
deal.
for
like-
like $200. Am I crazy? The master classes?
Am I crazy thinking it's $50?
Did somebody try to sham me? Because I swear to
know.
God, I saw one that
I
was
have
like 200
no
bucks.
idea, but I have access to their all of their classes for $80 this
Okay.
year.
That's awesome.
All right.
So I'm good.
What have you learned so far?
So I've taken David Sedaris's class on humor and storytelling.
You
And
really like that one, right?
I like that one a lot. Yeah, and it got me interested. Well, I had been interested in this for a while, but interested in writing essays about my life and possibly coming up with a book of them. And
I think that's a great idea.
yeah, so I've been working a bit on that. I also have been I took Judd Apatow's class.
Cool.
And he is funny, and he's not the most brilliant person, but he works hard, and he's what you would expect from his work. Like he cares
I
about.
hope somebody says that about me one day.
She's not the most brilliant person, but she works hard.
Actually, of all those classes that have been constantly popping up in my newsfeed, trying to be selling it to me, I think the Judd Apatow masterclass is the one I was most
I
interested in.
think you would enjoy it. I think both of you would. They have a stand-up one with Steve Martin.
I actually bought that one like 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, you did?
And never watched it because I signed up for Lace's class instead.
Well, I think it all worked out for the best.
It did.
So
but I
did it
still have that
expire?
class.
Oh, you still have it.
I have no idea if it expired. I've
once
never
you got
logged
it,
in. I think once you've bought it, though, you've got it.
yeah,
you know?
so go ahead and watch that.
I know,
Or-
I need to.
Or watch it on your deathbed and be like, oh, look what I could have done.
I
Like,
could have done so much better if only I'd listened to
waving
Steve
your
Martin.
waving your wrinkled hand over for them to bring you the old laptop, because we'll have them all implanted in our brains by then.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring
It'll
my
be like
old
a relic.
laptop.
Exactly.
Plug it in.
My grandkids will be like, who's that weird old man?
I'm the queen of signing up for online classes and not taking them.
Yeah.
Like I've signed up, but for some reason I never sign up for things that are probably useful to my career, like comedy or fundraising or anything like that.
Why would
it's
we do
like,
that?
It's always something like transforming your life through the astrology and tarot card spreads. Like
hell
those are
yeah.
the ones
Hell
that I
yeah.
sign up for. It's like center your life with crystals, and I'm like, I need to center my life. So I'm like, and I don't even open them.
So you're buying classes, and then you're also like, well, now I got to buy some new candles for my class.
Exactly.
I'm going to call Chris
While
right
I'm
now.
at here, I'm going to
Please
get this
don't
crystal.
tell on me. He doesn't know. And he doesn't listen
And he
to the
doesn't
show.
listen to the podcast.
And he has not listened to our show in the 4 years that we've been podcasting. He's never listened.
Really?
Never.
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 Wow.
Not
Okay.
once.
Let's talk shit about it.
We do. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, and what I do basically, instead of watching Netflix, I just watch that stuff and like take
God.
notes and like I journal and I write and like I'm like, yeah, like I'm not
fucking great.
wasting my time this year so far.
Oh, I'm wasting a lot of time.
I'm wasting so much time. I've watched so much Grey's Anatomy.
Oh,
Just a lot. I've seen all of
Isn't-
it multiple times.
Aren't they losing another regular?
Probably. I don't know. I try not to
Alex?
watch the news
Oh,
of
okay,
the Grey's
okay.
Anatomy
Sorry,
stuff coming up because I want to be surprised. No, it's okay. It always pops up on
Okay.
my Google like
Got
as
it.
soon as I open it.
I don't
It's
know
like,
anything about Grey's, so I'm probably
spoiler.
saying a name of a character that doesn't exist.
No, I think
Seen a single episode.
that's so good. It's the best show. Oh
My
God, I
sister
love
likes it a lot too.
It's really good.
I've been watching Star Wars exclusively.
Oh yeah,
Like,
so I
only
did see
Star
that.
Wars.
Did,
Seems
did,
right.
did you see that? Oh
I
wait,
didn't-
Hillary.
No, I've never seen
You've
any
never-
Star Wars.
That's
I've not seen a
right.
single thing, and I'm like, Baby Yoda's cute, but it's lost on me. You know.
Oh my god.
I mean, there's so much Star Wars you could really start with anything at this point.
I know.
But you're like, no thanks.
But it's overwhelming now.
It is overwhelming.
just-
Too much.
You know,
Like, I don't
It's
know.
hard to me to envision a world without Star Wars. So it's
Yeah.
just like really hard for me to get my head
How
around.
I feel about Grey's Anatomy.
Okay,
All
fair
right.
enough. Fair enough. But I'm going deep, guys. Like I saw the movie. I know like it was controversial for some reason, the new movie, but I fucking loved it.
Wasn't it just bad?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was not.
I
Some
thought I
people
heard that it was
said
bad.
it was bad. It did not get good reviews.
Okay.
But a lot of like I thought it was fucking great.
Me too.
I loved it.
Okay.
It was very emotional. I thought it wrapped up the story beautifully.
So is that it for Star Wars? Wrapped up the story? Like, is that it?
It wrapped up that story in the same way that it wrapped up the story in the early 2000s and the 70s, I feel like.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
I could see them coming
So
back
it's-
to it in like 20 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's also other movies planned that are not part of these particular characters.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
you're blowing my
Yeah.
mind. I thought there was like a storyline and that was it, but now you're telling me there's multiple.
Well, here's the thing.
I don't know.
So in the 70s, there were the 3 films, right? The original 3.
George
Okay.
Lucas had come up with a 9-film
Right.
story.
But he didn't write the last
Right.
3.
No, he didn't.
Thank God.
Thank the Lord.
Okay.
He wrote the first 3, but also the Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. Actually, like he came up with the story, but other people wrote the screenplays.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
George
That makes
Lucas's
sense.
strength is not in screenwriting.
Got
He's
it.
not.
He's a visionary, and I think he's
Okay.
he's an incredible producer and a
I
creative and an
Would love
innovator.
for someone to say that about me one day.
Hillary Heath, the visionary.
She wasn't a good writer, but
But
she was a visionary.
and I mean that. Like, I think, George Lucas is a controversial figure. I think people give him. I think it's hard to know like what your strengths are. Like when you make a thing and you want to control every aspect of it. Like maybe writing just isn't your thing, and you should get somebody else to write the script. That's how I feel
Fair.
about George Lucas. I think he's a great storyteller. I think he comes up with incredible stories, which I think makes him a great producer.
Okay.
There's something I need to talk to you about, Nicole,
I'm not a good writer.
about your writing.
She's not a great writer, but she works hard. Anyway, so he wrote the ones in the 70s, right? Or he produced and directed some of them.
Okay.
Then he produced and directed and wrote the prequel trilogy that came out in the 90s and early 2000s.
Okay. Okay.
Which are widely considered
hated.
to be shitty. However, I've met many people who are in generations below me who feel like those are their favorite films. Ew. Like I met somebody in their 20s the other day who was like, fuck all the
gross.
other Star Wars movies. Those are my favorites. And even Jar Jar. And I was like, I can't understand you, but I feel like we're part of the same family and I accept you.
Okay. So those are like your weird cousins.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Got it.
man.
Then everyone hated George Lucas, and he was like, "Fuck all you guys! I'm never making Star Wars again." I mean, he continued to make the Clone Wars TV show, which was a cartoon, and
Okay.
then he sold Lucasfilm to Disney, and then Disney hired J.J. Abrams, Ryan Johnson, and then J.J. Abrams again to make the
Okay.
sequel
Did
trilogy.
he mean to sell it to Disney, or was he forced into it?
Do you mean like they put a gun to his head?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think
Mickey
he was
Mouse
a
came out and
conscious-
was
he-
like, "Give me that. Give me all your movies."
Was he threatened?
I
Like-
don't think so. But I loved that movie. I saw multiple times in the theater, and I've been also reading the books
There
and
are
the
books?
comics. Yes, from the sort of extended
Yeah, I didn't.
universe.
She was the person who told me
my
about
nerdness has gone deep,
Okay.
so deep, deeper than it's ever been.
Clearly. I mean, I'm
She
shocked.
was telling me stuff she learned about lightsabers and how they're made from like comic books
You
that
guys,
she's read.
I was gone for 10 years, and I come back, and you guys are...
And I'm a fucking
dorkier
nerd.
than ever.
Yes.
We have talked about Star Wars already on like the
Have
last
we?
podcast we did. Yes.
Oh, I can't remember. It's all a blur.
We didn't talk about the most
But that was a
recent film,
different podcast.
But I know, but Nicole.
We did talk about it for a full 20 minutes until Sarah
We
gave me
did.
the eyes that she's giving me right now, which is, let's move on.
Like, we have
Rein
to
it
stop.
in.
This is not a Star
I
Wars
talk
podcast.
about this on our off hours too.
Honestly,
It's true.
I'm surprised you don't have a Star Wars podcast yet. Just you in a room with a microphone.
You know what?
Just
I
monologuing.
should.
You should.
I should.
And occasionally
should.
just adding some sound effects of
Like
like
lightsabers.
lightsabers. Yeah.
You know, I'm a little afraid of the Star Wars community, to be honest. They seem a little rabid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're
So
like
I'm not sure if I want to dip my toe into that cesspool. If you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Honestly, like
Yeah.
all fandoms kind of scare me at a
It's
certain
yeah.
point.
quite true.
you'll get death threats.
Yeah, I don't want that. No, I want to I want to live.
Do you think Making Mr. Right has a deep fandom?
You know, I tried real hard to find out some info about this movie, and
We couldn't even find like a copy to watch that was like not a shitty.
Like I was like, I'll pay for because we were watching it on my TV.
Like, I'll buy this film,
and it was like low quality. So first of all, this is a great segue. Our film today, is Making Mr. Right, or the film this month, really, the next 2 episodes. It is available all in its entirety on YouTube.
And it just starts too.
There's not. They don't even try to sell you anything.
Nope.
It doesn't go into one of those tiny boxes. Like it's the whole fucking movie. And I think the reason is you cannot find it anywhere. We couldn't get it on Amazon. We couldn't get it. I mean, maybe it's on iTunes. I didn't look there, but it was not on Amazon. You couldn't buy it on YouTube, the actual platform. It's nowhere.
It was so blurry that I couldn't see that woman's armpit hair when like
I know. I was like, oh my God. I also like I tried to watch it the other night after like I'd gone out to dinner and I'd had a couple drinks and I came home and I was like
drunk?
I don't know if this is me or the TV, but I'm gonna come back to this. We're gonna circle back on another day. And so I watched
was it you
earlier.
or the TV?
No, it was the TV.
Okay,
it was
cool.
not me because that was a very blurry copy.
Yeah,
but I was like, I can't focus on this.
No good.
Yeah, I
I'm
felt like
sorry.
I needed new glasses.
I was trying to
nothing
find
you could
someone.
do.
Yeah, there was no other place. But okay, so Making Mr. Right, 1987, I believe. Before we get into it, I do want to see whatever everybody's experience with the film was before having to watch it. Anyone?
My
Sarah?
experience was having Nicole text me the clip like a few months ago, being like, "We should watch this," and I was like, "Yes."
Yes.
So weird.
So no experience.
No experience.
Never seen it.
Nope. No, I hadn't even heard of it.
Excellent.
I didn't know that John Malkovich did stuff like this.
I feel like 80s John Malkovich definitely did.
I think there's a reason why he doesn't anymore.
If anybody was going to, it would be John Malkovich, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Hillary?
Yes. So I didn't hear about this movie until we had set a date, and then you sent me a link saying, this is the movie we're watching, and I was like, I think I maybe regret this. I don't know. I watched that trailer, and I was like, ooh. Okay. What a...
And I feel like the trailer makes it look like it's a better movie than it actually
does, and it makes it look like a totally different story than it is.
Interesting. Okay.
And
I think I've seen the movie
and it makes
too many
it seem
times.
funnier than it is,
Makes
too.
it seem way funnier.
Yeah.
And like...
there were some laugh out loud moments that were like so cringy that like I laughed.
Even some of the gaffes, I was like, I'm bored of this.
Yeah.
Why is like... I feel like everybody just walked on set that day and was like, I don't really have to try hard.
Yeah, there was a definite
except
feeling
for John
of...
Malkovich. He
tried
acted the
very
fuck.
hard.
He was giving the performance of his life in this movie.
He really was, but no one else was there with him.
No.
Especially the friend, Trish.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
no.
God. Trish just was like, I'm here. That's all you asked me to do, right?
I'm wearing
to
some
show
fashionable 80s clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you
That's what I'm here to
wanted
do.
me here in a shorty robe, right?
Yeah.
That's all I had to do today.
So I in a way that I think makes me uncomfortable. I've seen this movie a lot of times. It was on. I don't know if it was on HBO. We had as you may recall if you've been listening to the show for a while. In my childhood, we had HBO briefly, and I crammed in as much inappropriate TV as I could.
How brief?
Yeah.
I feel like it was at least a 5-year span or so.
5 year, you said?
Yeah, it was like a long
okay.
time. I mean, let's not get sad, but when my parents got divorced, we couldn't afford HBO anymore, so we had to get rid of it. I mean, basically, that's the story.
Then you were back to watching PBS.
I had
you were
to,
like,
I mean, we still
smoking
had cable.
cigarettes, watching Sesame
I mean,
Street.
we weren't destitute. We had cable. We just didn't have, cable premium, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I watched this movie a lot, and it taught me things about the human anatomy that it probably shouldn't have at my very young age.
Did it teach you? I feel like a lot of things would have gone over my head if I had been like 8.
It did, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like
Specifically,
the diaphragm.
I did not know what that was. I was very
it
confused
upset
about
me.
that
I'm so
diaphragm
glad
scene.
that you didn't know.
I did not. I'm like, what is he eat? Is that gum? I thought it was a really large piece of gum.
Oh my God.
But I have not seen this movie, nor did it had escaped my mental space until, sometimes like random things just go through your news feed. There was like a retro trailer for this movie.
Yeah.
And it went through my news feed sometime last year, and I was like, oh my God. I I forgot about that movie. And I feel like this movie, as well as a few other things that we're hoping to talk about this season, was a reason that I was like, I kind of want to, we need to go back to doing this podcast.
Yeah.
Because I have to talk about this movie. This
movie is insane.
It's fucking insane. So let's get into it.
Okay.
The house is a mess, Jack. The kids are a mess, Jack. You're a mess, Jack.
You have been a total bitch ever since you came to New York.
You seem sort of distant.
Let's just do it, man.
You look stupid and rich. Stupid and rich.
Fascist.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay. Making Mr. Right, 1987. This
was
fucking movie.
1987?
1987. Does it feel like
It feels like 83.
Earlier?
It feels earlier to
Yeah,
me.
Really?
it feels
Yeah.
for sure.
quintessentially late 80s to me? Maybe
Okay.
it's the outfits?
It might be the outfits. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But I just like, it feels so close to my birth year. And it's
Yeah.
just like, why?
I don't like it being, you don't like it being near your birth
No.
year?
It's like super close to my birth
It's
year.
like,
Yeah.
I'm not, I don't know. I'm
You're like,
sad I was
wish
brought into
not
that
around.
world.
I don't want to be in a world where this movie exists.
That's exactly how I feel.
Fun fact, so the director, Susan Seidelman, actually directed another movie that we've
woman
done on the
directed
show.
this.
A woman directed
Woman.
this. It
Isn't
was
that
written by a
amazing?
man and a woman. And their writing credits, not super notable, lots of TV. But Susan Seidelman directed this. She also directed another film we did on the show, She-Devil.
Oh, but I liked that one.
That's
Didn't
right,
I?
you did.
I did like
and
that
I
one.
did not. You
Yeah,
did
I
like
did
it.
like
You
that one.
shockingly liked
Yeah,
that.
I thought it was really
And I was
funny.
like, this movie is worse than I remember, which is somewhat how I feel about this, but not as much. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think, like, there were some weird shots in this movie, but overall, I feel like the
Yeah.
directing of this movie was better than I think She-Devil, and the lighting especially. The lighting was
yeah.
very weird in She-Devil.
It was. Well, it's also hard. It was so fuzzy.
Yes, that's
But yeah,
true.
I guess like the direction wasn't horrible. I'm just like kind of shocked with some of the, like how many panties we saw.
Yeah.
There were
You know, a lot of panties.
a lot of panties in this
Like
movie.
a lot of just upskirt shots for like
Yes.
no reason. And I was like,
Yes.
that's why I was like, this had to have been directed by a man.
That's why
But it
I was
wasn't.
so
Like-
shocked that it was directed by a woman.
Yeah.
A woman.
Yeah, I don't know. I
mean,
don't know
I-
if the studio notes were like, we need more panties.
I don't know. And like, I don't know. I just don't get it. You know, it did seem very natural. Like there was that scene on the couch where I'm just like looking up both of their skirts as
Yeah.
they're making a cocktail.
It was really blurry and I didn't notice it, but now I feel like I need to. I feel, yes. Like
it was
the
just
camera
like,
was
why was the
quite
camera
low.
at that
and
level?
then when
But
at
it was
at the wedding, when what's her face, the main character
when she
fell
falls
over, and it's
Frances,
like
yeah.
right.
It's just like splayed leg, like
I guess,
panty shot.
I mean, I don't expect that would ever happen to me because I wear at least 2 or 3 layers of Spanx everywhere I go.
Yes.
So you would just be saying Spanx, Spanx, Spanx all the live long day. Or my skirt to go up like that.
Exactly. I would just be
Spank
like
shots, not as sexy.
My thighs looking like little tiny Vienna sausages.
I know, just like squeezed in there. Just like that fabric just holding on for dear life.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I stopped
yeah.
wearing Spanx a few years ago just because like it's like every time you have to go to the bathroom, it's like I have to take
It's
all
a whole
this
process.
off. Yeah,
I just don't go to the bathroom anymore.
My sister's getting married this year, so I have to like go get a pair of Spanx again, and I'm like not looking forward to it. I'm just like, ugh, I've been
I
wearing
keep-
bike shorts for so long.
I keep getting ads for those, the Shapermint. I don't know why. I watched one.
Yeah.
I don't know why,
get
but
one
I
called
enjoy
Honey
watching
Love.
women stuff themselves. It's like
Yes, I
there's
enjoy
something
it
really
too.
satisfying
It's so
about
satisfying.
it, and I don't know
Yeah.
why. And now Facebook keeps giving me these ads,
Yes.
and they're starting to make me feel bad about myself.
I
I
know.
bought one of them, and they didn't come up all the way up here. They stopped like here,
So
and
then
I had like
everything's just
I
like-
everything's
just
just
like
hanging
just
out of the
like,
top.
and I was like, this is so uncomfortable. Plus, like it's like shorts, and it's super like I mean, it fit, but it also didn't come up far enough, and I was like, I'm not taking off this contraption every time I need to go to the bathroom, like
Yeah, it should
and
have a
putting it
zipper
back
or something,
on,
right?
Yeah, it had a hole in the crotch.
I was gonna say, yeah. My
Oh.
sister just like she wears Spanx a lot, and she's just like, yep, just what did she call it?
Oh my god, I that's what I
But
need.
it's not
Yeah,
big
like
enough
when you're in a one-piece bathing suit and you've just got to
Yes,
like you can't
yes.
get it on and off, so you just got to
Yeah.
slide
well,
it
that
to the
makes
side.
everything worth it.
But like it's like
That's how they
with
should
the
make
shorts
jumpers.
though.
It
Like
is.
I'm afraid it'll like run down the shorts. Like
well,
Oh yeah,
You know, you can't just like pull it off to the side like with a swimsuit. You have to like.
That's a good point.
There was a story of an actress who did that because like her costumer ended up having to build it into her costume because she had to be in this like Victorian suit all day. And so like there was something about the pants that she couldn't get them off soon enough, and she peed herself one day on set. And like they were like, we got to build in a better pee
build in
system.
a toilet. We got to build in a toilet.
Oh man,
we got to get plumbing in this thing.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so I feel like this conversation is just going to come naturally, but we did write down some things.
Okay.
I feel like we're skirting around. We're hovering around this. So I wanted to bring up that this movie is aggressively Floridian.
Oh,
yes.
so aggressively.
Yes.
It's like it's pink. It's trashy.
Yes.
It's beachy.
It's Miami too.
Yes,
it's Miami. There were a lot of white people in it for being Miami, but
Sure.
they tried.
They
had
tried.
the Cubans in the first 5 minutes.
They
and that
did.
Was it.
They even had
first and the
they had
last.
some old Jewish people worked in there.
It
They were
smelled
like, we're
like
getting
coconut.
all the population.
It did smell like coconut. You're
It
right.
felt Florida, but not Florida enough for me. Like I needed more Crocs.
Oh
Crocs.
yes.
Did they have Crocs back then? Wait, you're thinking about the actual
I mean, both.
crocodiles.
I mean, either one,
Yeah.
either or. But I was thinking crocodiles.
Okay.
But I feel like foot Crocs, sure. But
Yeah.
I need more crocodiles. I
Okay.
needed more tank tops.
way more tank tops.
I think some of those things.
I
were
think
lacking.
that the
You're right.
colors at the wedding were very Florida, though. The bright
Oh my God,
orange and
yes.
the bright lilac-y, purpley
Yes,
growth.
and like those dresses.
And
oh my
oh
god.
my
the
God.
wedding by the pool on the beach, and like
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyone's hair was giant.
Yep.
It felt a little LA to me, that like the setting felt Florida, and I actually went to check to see if it was like LA standing in for Florida. It was not. It was actually shot in South Florida and Miami.
Okay.
So it was shot
Wow.
on location in Miami, but the script, there was something about it that felt also very LA.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the senator wasn't. And my only other comparison, really, aside from my wealth of experience going to Florida, as I have relatives there, is striptease, which
Yes.
was also taking place in South Florida.
Yes.
And the congressman there, I really feel like embodied what I would expect to be a Florida congressman, whereas this
Yes.
guy seemed a little bit like not Florida enough for
He
me.
seemed like Pete Buttigieg and Beto O'Rourke had a baby, and it was
Yes.
just like a weird combination. It's like you wouldn't win Florida, you
no,
know.
he wasn't.
His
Florida
tagline
enough.
was like about being sensitive, like the man that's sensitive enough to fix this state. And I'm like, no, that's not how you win in Florida.
Have you ever been to Florida?
I'm like-
he didn't get out. He didn't have a shotgun out at
I
any
know.
time.
I was like, we have not seen you hold a gun once,
Nope.
sir. I don't
I
believe
didn't see
you're
him
from
in a
Florida.
pickup of any kind.
Nope. He did try to grow a mustache,
He did.
which
That's
was
true.
very gross.
It was
and
very
very
gross.
Florida.
I didn't care for that at all.
No, I didn't
Yeah.
either.
And it did open with a lot of him grabbing women's butts.
Yeah.
There was a lot of. There was
that
a
was
lot
the
of,
open of the film.
There was a lot of
Yes.
handsy in this. There was
Yes,
this movie was
like Jet,
very
handsy.
like
handsy.
Ulysses, like when we very first met.
My
what's
God.
her name?
Francis.
Francis. When you
Francis.
first met Francis, it was like
Frankie.
Frankie.
Yeah.
right to the boobs, like
Immediately,
right to the boobs.
like we were laughing because we were like, oh, he's not looking like at her butt, right? And then like
looking
then he
at
was like
butt.
looking at her boobs, and I was
He was
like,
like,
okay.
what are
And then
these?
he like and I was like, what?
I know.
What? So this is what we're doing, like right off the bat.
It was so
like a
much. And I also
2-year-old child.
felt like she didn't fight him off hard enough. I'm sorry. Like somebody comes at me and cups my underboob like that, and they're just going to get punched right in the face.
in the.
Yeah.
I feel like in the groin.
yeah, probably.
Needed the
Just
groin immediately. No
beating the
questions
shit out of him.
asked.
I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah. So
was very
but
cash
I
about
guess
it.
what felt LA about it to me was like the congressman, but also like this whole PR thing. Like there was something about it that felt like a movie that was set in Florida, but written by people that didn't actually live in Florida. You know what I'm
which
saying?
it
Right.
was probably.
That's
Yeah.
how it
Yeah.
felt to me.
Yeah.
But Sarah, you got something? You got something?
Sure. I'm gonna skip ahead to this question because this question is like the burning question for me of this film.
Okay, so Jewish men are circumcised, Sarah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Thanks.
Oh, we'll have to get to that scene. That was the scene that I laughed the loudest at.
was-
you had and I, Sarah.
that is
I laughed,
my only
I laughed
chuckle, yeah.
very loudly.
Okay, sorry.
How could he love if he was not programmed to?
I would like to amp that question up with, why is Ulysses so horny? Like, it's
Yes.
the two things.
Yes.
Like, why, how immediately?
Also, how
Horny
does he know
and-
what sex is? Because she did not explain sex to him.
Well, Trish
Yeah.
teaches him.
oh,
she-
Trish does. You're right. Okay,
Or
you're right.
Just hops on it. I'm
just
not really
hops
sure.
on it.
I'm not sure what
But
happens.
my question is,
No.
he wasn't programmed
I
to
don't
do this.
I am also confused by
know.
this. In fact, I would put this under a heading of general science in this movie. Why
Yes.
does he fall in love when he's not programmed to love? Why is he so horny? Why does he eat?
Oh
Why
yeah. Where
and
does
how
the food
can
go?
he
How
eat?
does he eat? Did he also build some kind of like digestive system inside of him?
I don't know because they kept ripping his head off, and there's no hole in the neck. Like, where
That's
did
a
it
good
go?
point. That is a good
point.
And they made the paste for him to eat, right?
Yes.
Yes,
They've
the
made
protein
this
paste that humans can also somehow ingest.
How was this written? And then people looked at the pages and were like, this is going to be filmed. We're going to film this the way it is. And it's going to make sense.
Why does he?
'Cause it was the
eat?
80s.
Why does he eat?
Why?
Why?
Does he go to the bathroom?
We never see him go to the bathroom, but I guess we don't see anyone else go to the bathrooms.
Maybe they
but
just empty
I
him
think
later?
Your
I don't
question is
know.
valid. Why does it? So backing this up slightly, those of you who didn't watch the show and watch the movie and why wouldn't you? It's on YouTube for free and it's so great.
It's only an hour and a half, honestly. like
It
you
is
could just
only an
like
hour and a
pop it
half.
on. It's
Yeah.
90 minutes.
So John Malkovich plays a scientist Jeff, who has created
Scientist Jeff.
who has created a robot who looks just like him named Ulysses for the purpose of putting him up into space,
Which makes just so much sense
It
to
makes
make a
total
robot that
space.
looks exactly like you.
Sure.
Yeah.
With a huge dong.
Exactly.
huge
To make
apparently,
him feel
enormous.
good about
to make him
himself.
have
I think that was
confidence.
to make Dr. Jeff have some confidence.
I think so too. So he makes this robot, Frankie, who's, shall we say, unlucky in love, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
Lovable loser type, I guess.
I guess. I mean, she's got a fabulous dress and a
Yeah.
really nice place for Miami.
really nice apartment.
Really
Yeah.
nice. Nice car.
So
And they make fun of her car at the end.
Yeah,
they're like, "What
they're
a
like-
shit!" They're like, "Oh, thank God you bought a nicer car." And I'm like,
It's
"Her
so
car
nice.
was
It was nice
so
to begin
nice."
with.
The
It was
difference
just filled with
between them.
garbage.
Yeah.
they look the same to me, but one was burgundy.
Do you think they just use the same car?
I think they did. I think
then
they
just-
spray painted the burgundy car red for the other scenes, to be
Probably.
honest. Anyway, so Frankie is a PR person and is hired by the Science Corporation, which I cannot remember the name.
Chemtech.
Chemtech, thank you. To promote Ulysses so that they can get funding for this program.
Right.
Not a plot that they really carry through the film in any way.
In any way, besides at one point talking about, well, can we get him on Dr. Ruth? And like, why? Why?
I mean, given the size of his penis,
yes, I know.
he should be on Dr.
He
Ruth.
should be. And that's really what his true purpose probably
Yeah, I
should
mean,
have been. would
ironically,
be
I feel
sex
like-
robot.
Yes.
Yes. Except
Exactly.
he's not cute enough
No.
to be a sex robot. I was talking to Nicole about that. I was like, they could have cast anyone in this. Like, why did they cast John Malkovich? But then you were like, well, they
gonna
cast him to be
venture-
the scientist.
There's something appealing about him. I feel like
Is there?
there's something appealing
Sorry.
in a
That's my
weird,
squeak.
nerdy way.
No.
No.
Nothing.
Just
no.
me?
I actually asked
Not
Nicole.
Jeff.
I mean, his butt
Ulysses.
was very sculpted, but I have
That's
a feeling
true.
that was a
That was a
stand-in.
stand-in.
But
Do you
I
think
was
that was
very
a
attracted to that
yes.
stand-in's butt.
But oh yeah, but his
I
head's
actually
facing the other
asked
way.
Nicole.
I wonder if they built like a hole in the floor and put his head and then had somebody else. No, that was a fake butt.
That was a fake
dummy
butt. That was a
It's
fake butt.
had
when
to
his
be.
head's on backwards.
Yes.
Oh
it was a
yes,
fake
yes,
dummy
that was
butt?
a fake butt.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So I actually asked Nicole.
But
I
was
was like,
that a real life butt cast though?
I don't think so. It looked very fake.
but I actually asked Nicole. I was like, has John Malkovich ever had sex? And you laughed and you were like, do you mean the
In this
character or
movie?
the actor? And I was like, the actor.
Could have gone either way.
I mean, okay, so yes, Ulysses. So the whole thing is that Ulysses falls in love with Frankie, right?
Somehow magically,
But
he
from
has
like
feelings.
the beginning,
Yeah.
like he is immediately.
Yeah, that's what every man who's ever grabbed my boobs has said to me. So
Yeah,
I mean, fair.
fair. Have you seen her boobs?
they're amazing.
Yeah.
I would also say so. There's a lot of men in this movie. all of them are creeps.
All of them.
of them.
Like
Fucking
I'm having
creeps.
trouble liking anyone.
Like even the partner doctor, the Indian guy,
Yes,
even he
Ram
was
Dass.
a creep.
Ram Dass, which I can assume was a play on the actual name Ram Dass.
Dass. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
The
know
guy,
this person.
the Buddha
great-
guy, right?
yeah.
He just died, like recently, like in the last 2 weeks or so. So yeah, there's that guy who's like aggressively hitting on Frankie all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
There's the Congressman Steve,
Yes.
Who's just grabbing butts all over town.
grabbing butts, shacking up with Frankie's assistant.
Who's her
Yes.
friend? Right?
What is-
Were they friends?
I
They
think
were
it was-
friends.
I think it was just her
Her-
assistant.
I think it was just her assistant.
Okay.
I don't think Frankie has friends besides Trish.
Oh God, I can't wait to get to Trish. There's
The
Jeff,
yes, and
Science
then
Jeff.
there's Donald?
Incel Jeff? I don't know. He seems a bit.
Yeah.
Does Jeff hate women, or does he hate everyone?
I think he hates everyone, and I actually have a theory about him. That's one of my things that I wrote down. I think
Okay.
he's on the spectrum because he seems to be like wanting to be alone and being very interested in one particular area of science, and he would prefer to go to space alone.
Could have benefited some from intervention at some point, perhaps.
Yeah.
Well, yes. Jeff, but he seems to like aggressively dislike women.
until the last half of the movie where they needed him to go
Right,
to
and
the
be all-
That's true.
Yeah.
party as a
And then
That was
all of a
weird.
sudden he was
It was
like
really weird. All of a sudden he was
swept up in
nice.
it. Yeah.
I was just like, I'm confused about what happened
Yeah,
here.
that was a little unclear as to what was going on with his character there, for sure.
it didn't make any sense to me. I was
Yeah.
like, he has aggressively been avoiding her and all women, and now he's like, yeah, I'll go to this wedding with
Yeah,
you.
he,
That
like-
makes total sense, definitely.
Some point off screen before the movie begins, went on that date with Laurie Metcalf's character.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yeah. Like what?
By the way, I just want to say John Malkovich, Laurie Metcalf, from who was Jackie from Roseanne, right?
Yes, yes.
With the very, very 70s hair in this movie.
Yes.
Very 70s hair.
And the actress who played Trish, they are all from the Steppenwolf Theater Company.
Oh, okay.
And John Malkovich and the actress who played Trish were actually married during the time that this movie was
It's
made.
a bit shocking, honestly, that they were
They had
classically
zero
trained
chemistry,
actors.
I feel
yeah.
like. But I guess we didn't see a lot of scenes with them.
No,
Yeah, we didn't really see
necessarily.
them together. But honestly, she had
Well-
chemistry with no one. She was just kind of there to deliver lines and sit around in a shorty robe.
That's
Yeah.
very
She
true.
did nothing. The
I was
whole
very
movie.
confused about her story.
I think she was just there as like a plot device to mirror what was
friend.
going on
Yeah.
with
Well, let's talk about
Frankie.
Trish. She's a terrible friend.
Yes. She was like, just call
Yes.
Steve.
Word to the wise, call Steve.
She shows up
Okay, bitch.
because her. So again, this is the part of the movie that feels LA to me.
Yeah, her actor boyfriend.
Her actor boyfriend on the soap opera is cheating on her. Not boyfriend, husband. They're married.
Oh, right.
Oh, yes,
husband.
yes.
And
Donald.
Donald. What kind
What?
of? I don't think anyone should ever be named Donald again.
No.
Honestly, it's like Adolf.
it's
like
dead.
we can't. Donald is over. We can never.
Donald is
except for
over.
Donald Glover. Only Donald that I like.
Yeah, he can
Yes.
keep his name.
But everyone else, that's it. We're done with Donald.
Mm-hmm.
Donald, which is such a. I feel like is not a
Doesn't
name
fit
that
him.
fits that character.
Doesn't
at all.
it? Oh, with that weird mullet.
He's more
Was
of
it
a
a mullet?
That was
just
Fabio.
bangs?
That was a wig, right?
I hope so. It was
Yeah.
rough.
It was not a good wig.
And the hat, and then the cut off jeans vest, whatever.
Yeah, he was like weirdly not attractive in the soap opera, but then when he showed up at the wedding, he was like a little. I feel like he was more
Yeah,
attractive.
he was more
The
attractive.
wig was bad,
Yeah, the wig was
but
so
like
bad.
he was not a good actor.
No. But I did
But-
enjoy his abs.
Yeah, he
Yes,
had nice
I
abs.
did enjoy
He
that.
had that going for him for sure.
But
but
the
like-
soap opera was. I'm sorry to interrupt. It was just so. It was so bad.
I think it was meant to be, though.
Yeah.
I think it was
But it
meant to be
was-
like a soap opera.
Was it a soap opera? I've seen soap operas. That seemed more like a porn to me.
It did seem like softcore porn.
Yes.
And honestly, I
Yeah.
thought they were watching porn together at first.
That-
And I was like, that was a
Where
weird
like
choice.
there's
Like
the
Trish
maid
really
and she's
does like
bent
sex.
over,
Yeah.
like wiping something,
I
and
know,
he comes
and you
up
can
behind her, and I
literally
was like,
see
this
her
is-
whole butt.
This is
Yes.
a porn, right?
That's a thing.
Have you ever watched porn with your friends?
Yeah.
I mean, all the time. It's
Okay.
what we
You
did
haven't?
before and
No.
after this.
You're like, I had to cleanse my palate with some porn after watching this movie.
I was like, God, get on Pornhub for some actual acting.
I masturbated to this movie. Those scenes.
Yikes, Sarah.
I'm just kidding.
So Trish, like, her husband is cheating on her, and then with some other actress on the show, and then so she moves in with Frankie,
And just flies to Miami and just waits on her stoop.
and also just like hangs out in her house and does I don't know what. Like, does she have a job?
I don't think
I don't
so.
know.
I guess she's just like,
What would she do?
I have no idea, but that's the thing is this character has no character, so she has
I know.
no,
Yeah,
no
like she
character.
doesn't have any story other than like
I'm a woman.
yeah, and
She's a married woman.
she has a suitcase with booze in it, a little
yeah.
cocktail
I did
suitcase.
really like that. I was so
I was like, I'm already making one
into
at
it.
home.
Well, I traveled with a comedian who she carries one of those little box things as
Okay.
like her traveling suitcase. And I was like, ooh, I'm going to have to ask her where she got that so that I can get one and fill it with alcohol.
Fill it with tiny bottles of booze and teeny tiny cordial glasses.
Yes, and like
the
she had
tiniest shaker.
napkins and like a tiny. I was like, she was ready. She had a full bar cart with her.
I mean, it seems like this has happened to her before.
I know.
Yeah.
She's like, last time I didn't come with my own bar. This time I'm prepared.
She checked that bag though. There was a bag check sticker on it. I
Oh,
was
that's a
like,
good point.
She didn't even bring it on the plane. What's the point? You could still carry liquids back then.
I mean, that's true. I was
That's
going to say now you could
true.
only have a couple of those because
Yes.
you got to limit them to
it's the only
2
liquids I
ounces.
bring on a plane.
And then so she's crashing at Frankie's, but constantly telling Frankie to go back with this shitty congressman guy.
Yes.
And then a random man shows up at her house that Frankie tells her is her cousin. And the first thing that she does
The first thing.
is have sex with him.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, it happened
why
so
not?
fast too because like she was like I feel like he just escaped and they
Yeah.
cut to the next scene and it was like we just had sex and it was like when did this happen?
Right. Like, why? Why would she, if she thinks that's, first of all, letting go of the fact that it happened like so quickly, I'm not going to judge. But like, that's your friend's cousin. Shouldn't you at least clear it with her first?
Why? She's fucking her cousin?
No, but I mean,
Don't
like,
wanna cross
it's a
streams?
family. We don't know anything. Like, this seems weird, right? Like, a
Yeah.
cousin shows up at the house and then you
I
have
don't
sex
know.
with
You
them.
guys
And
send one of your
she's-
cousins over to my house. Let's see what happens.
And she's
I just feel like there should be
crying
some family discussion about
Yeah.
it first.
Yeah.
and then it's like
Well, these are the days before cell phones, though. Decisions had to be made quickly.
That's true. You couldn't have a text
Couldn't just
thread
quickly
about it.
text her and be like, "Can I fuck your
cousin?"
cousin? Yes or no? Y or N?
And you would send like one of those polls.
Yeah. On Facebook, just like,
Yes.
should I fuck Frankie's cousin?
And like everyone on Facebook is weighing in.
I'm going to need more information before I can really answer this question.
Yeah, and then she tries to and everybody's making it.
But why
no one has
is-
sex in this movie. Everyone's
they're making
making
it.
They're making
Yeah.
it.
you made it with my Android.
Did they try to keep a PG-13 rating? They were like, we're showing a lot of asses. We got to keep
I mean,
this
after
PG.
that, I mean, I feel like this should be an R just for that.
But how did he
circumcision
flip
joke
know.
around?
alone.
How did he flip around though with the sex?
Well, we see that Ulysses escapes, right? He escapes because he's stalking Frankie,
Just
essentially.
full-on
Straight up
stalking her,
stalking her.
yes.
But then once he catches her, he immediately
runs
runs
away.
off into the mall.
yeah.
Has
Like
a
you
date,
do.
Has a date.
With a whole other woman
Yeah.
who's
Who's
obviously
crazy,
insane.
the
That
women
shit.
in this movie are insane.
They're insane.
Like, all
and
of
they're
them are insane. Even Frankie.
pathetic too.
Yes.
Yes, very
Desperate and
pathetic.
just ugh,
Like that,
just
I
icky.
just felt so bad for that woman who she bought her own earrings. I would have been like, oh, you're not buying me these fucking earrings? Okay, well, I'm done buying
Yeah.
earrings today.
Yeah, like
we're
why
gonna
would-
walk on out of
has
the
to
shop.
buy the earrings.
Yeah,
Like, no, at
exactly.
no point did you have to buy the earrings.
But he
And he's
easily
wearing a
cost
suit
those
in a
two
mall.
Exactly. Well, a tux, wasn't it?
Yes, a
A
tux.
tux,
Yeah.
Yes, for the wedding, and meanwhile Frankie's up there paying $300 for this fucking tux, which great deal, honestly, great deal.
That's true. Maybe
Except it was back then.
inflation.
Back then, yeah,
maybe.
I mean, but
Yeah.
wages have stayed the same, so great deal.
That's a good point.
And then he goes and he makes this other woman spend $200 on earrings, then makes her go to a diner sitting there eating Jell-O because she's like, well, he ordered everything on the menu. I can't afford anymore.
And
from
then
these."
he sprays her with ketchup.
Why does he eat?
That her expensive dress she just
Yeah.
bought, he
This
sprays
is
it with ketchup.
so hard for me to wrap my head around. Why is he eating? Like he's a robot.
And what is he eating? That looked disgusting.
He was eating pie. He was eating ketchup. He was eating pickle, like the jalapeno juice from the little
Yeah,
jalapeno
yeah.
jar. right?
I will say I'm glad that she was upset though.
Yes.
Like at the whole, because they could have easily made her just be like, I still
Like, it's
like
fine.
you, like it's
Yeah.
fine.
Why? Okay, given that Jeff hates women, clearly,
Yeah.
Clearly.
what is it about him that
Why
she's
does
so
she
attracted
like
to in the
him?
first
Is it the
place?
blonde hair?
Male blondes are just
I don't-
Yeah,
questionable.
I feel like we tackled this topic. Oh my God, guys, he has the same haircut as Ed Begley Jr. from She Devil. Because we had the same conversation. We talked about She Devil.
Yes. Oh my God.
What is it with Susan? She's like, as
She
soon
loves
as a blonde
blondes.
shows up, she's like, send him to the.
She
She's
just
got a
loves a
picture.
blonde man.
She's
But
got
it
a
looked like a
picture, and she's
wig.
like, get this haircut on this man right now
I
before
think-
shooting starts. Welcome to Plug It Up. This is the part of the show where we talk about all the cool things that we're doing.
Yeah.
Hillary, would you like to go first?
Sure. I have a couple of shows coming up in February as of this recording.
Yes.
You can see me at the Punchline Open Mic on the 9th. You can
Yes.
also see me at Sugar Rush at the Highland Inn Ballroom on the 13th.
Sounds tasty.
It is sponsored by, I think, Sublime Donuts and Baker Dude.
Are there really going to be food there?
And
Is there
there's
going to
be treats and candy and comedy. It's going to be a really fun night.
Okay.
That's at the Highland Inn on the 13th. And then I also have my show, Sweet Laughter, at Baker Dude Cafe in Grant Park on the 18th of February.
Yes.
So definitely come see that. And you can also check out my Instagram at Hillary R. Heath for all of my updated dates.
Yes.
Hillary
and
is
fun
amazing.
things. Fun stuff.
Yes.
Hillary was born to do stand up. I
yeah.
fully believe.
Thanks.
I fully believe that.
Thanks.
Awesome. All right. So go, everybody now, stop what you're doing. Follow Hillary R.
Yes.
Heath on Instagram and,
and
Twitter.
everywhere. And Facebook. Right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have your Facebook page.
I do have a Facebook fan
Is it
page.
at Hillary R. Heath as well?
Yes,
on
it's
Facebook?
at Hillary R. Heath Comedy. For
At
the fan
Hillary R.
page,
Heath Comedy on Facebook. Okay.
Because I'm not going to be your friend on Facebook.
No,
but you
no, no,
can
no.
follow me
Don't be a creep.
on my other page.
Oh my God. But I'm your friend on Facebook.
Yes, I'll allow you
Special-
to stay there.
special creep.
Yeah.
We've got some fun things coming up at Critical Crop Top. So as of this recording, we will have put out. We'll be putting out. I've got all my
That's what
dates
she
mixed
said.
up. Thank you. As of this recording, we will be putting out our first tutorial Tuesday, which is a series on our YouTube page that is going to start.
Fun.
Is going to start going out twice a month because
Hell
I
yeah.
have so much to talk about. Twice a month, short episodes on our YouTube channel about the basics of editing. It's Premiere. I'm starting with Premiere, so it's me. Cool. I'm an editor, so I was like, hey, if I can help other people learn a little bit about editing, so they can edit their content.
Nice. What's your first lesson?
The first lesson is actually just about the project files and media files and like what those are.
Oh, thank God, because I
differences.
need a refresher on that stuff. You taught me once, and it's a lot of information to
Thank
take
you.
in.
It's I think it's a foundational concept.
Yeah.
What the differences between those things are and how what their relationship is, so that
Nice.
you can feel comfortable navigating that stuff. And then I think the second episode is just about setting up a project and saving it.
Oh, thank
all that
God,
stuff.
because that's the next thing I was going to ask you to refresh me on. Nicole, you're so great.
So, and it's going to kind of progress like that, going through kind of the basics from beginning to end. With Premiere, they're short episodes, like 5 minutes or so.
Nice.
So that is going up on the YouTube channel. First episode is going up on February 11th, and then the next episode will be going up on the 25th. And they'll be
Dope.
every other Tuesday from now until we run out of things to
2050.
talk about, until technology stops.
Until the world
Yeah.
ends.
Until I get a robot to replace me. Also, we are as of this recording, I think we'll have finished the writer's room, but while we're recording this,
Yes.
we're in the midst of writing our first Critical Crop Top sketch comedy web show, release date TBA. But that's the thing that we have coming on the horizon, and of course that will premiere on the YouTube channel as well.
Cool.
That's what we've got going on. Sarah, did you have anything to plug?
I'm just involved in the web sketch show and this podcast and
Awesome.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Hillary, for joining us.
Thanks for having me. What fun.
Yeah, it was
This,
so
of course,
fun
this,
to talk
so
to you.
this will be the wrap up to our first half. So come back. We've got Hillary all month long.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Can't wait to find out what we're going to talk about in the next episode.
Right? How weird.
I know.
have
It's
no
not
idea.
It's going to be a mystery, right? So come back here and join us. Not next week, but the week after. This comes out every other week. So that is our release schedule for the foreseeable future. You can subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, on Stitcher, on Podbean. I have to get off my butt and get us on Spotify, but I'm going to get us on Spotify.
Spotify. Don't tell Charlotte.
I know. I don't want my daughter. My daughter started listening to podcasts on Spotify.
Oh, no.
And I'm terrified that she's going to find my podcast.
Oh, no.
Like, you cannot. I was like,
Block her.
I don't know. Can you block somebody? So please subscribe to the podcast. Unless you're my 9-year-old daughter, please don't. If you're listening to it, Charlotte, stop listening right now. Do not listen to my podcast.
You've already listened to too much. I'm
Too
sorry.
much already. Please subscribe to the podcast, rate, review. That will help us find new listeners. And of course, you can also follow us, continue the conversation with us on social media. Tell us your experiences with Robot Love.
And tell us what to watch too. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Yeah, no, I think
yeah.
that's great. Give us some suggestions. What would you like us to cover on the show? We haven't, nothing's set in stone. We just kind of bumble our way through every month, basically. So at Feminine Mistake Pod on Facebook and Instagram, and we're on Twitter at Fem Mistake Pod.
Outro music.